Before you start watching, please help the channel thrive, give it a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Djarin's relationship with Imperial Beskar is not static. It is a journey, one that mirrors his evolution as a Mandalorian, a father, and a leader. When he first acquires Imperial Beskar, he does so with hesitation, rationalizing its use as a necessary evil. But over time, his reluctance fades, replaced by pragmatism and acceptance. He begins to see the metal not as a tainted symbol of the Empire, but as a practical tool for survival and protection. This shift is not a betrayal of his creed. It is a redefinition of it, a recognition that honor is not about the purity of one's tools, but about the integrity of one's actions. To understand this evolution, we must go back to the early days of Din's journey. When he first becomes a bounty hunter, his only goal is to uphold the creed of the Children of the Watch. He accepts missions that align with their values, avoids contact with non-Mandalorians whenever possible, and views his Beskar armor as a sacred trust. When he first encounters Imperial Beskar salvaged from a downed Imperial shuttle on a remote planet, he is hesitant to use it. He brings it to the armorer, expecting her to reject it as impure. But the armorer surprises him. She examines the metal, runs her fingers over its surface, and declares, "Beskar is Beskar. Its origin does not taint its purpose. It is the hand that wields it that gives it honor." This moment is a turning point for Din. The armorer, the ultimate authority on the creed, tells him that the purity of Beskar is not determined by where it comes from, but by how it is used. This allows Din to rationalize his use of the metal, framing it as a reclamation of what is rightfully Mandalorian. "The Empire stole this Beskar from our people," he tells himself. "By using it, I am taking it back. I am turning their weapon against them." This rationalization helps Din reconcile his use of Imperial Beskar with his creed. He sees himself not as a user of tainted metal, but as a liberator of stolen property. He views his armor as a symbol of resistance, a way to honor the Mandalorians who died by using the Empire's own resources to fight back. But as Din's journey progresses, his rationalization gives way to pragmatism. He begins to encounter more and more situations where Imperial Beskar is the only thing standing between him and death. He uses it to protect Grogu from Moff Gideon's dark troopers, to survive the toxic atmosphere of Mandalore, to defend his clan from pirates and warlords. With each passing mission, the origin of the Beskar becomes less important to Din. What matters is that it works, that it protects him, that it protects Grogu, that it allows him to fulfill his duties as a Mandalorian. This shift in focus is evident in his interactions with other Mandalorians. Early on, when Katan Kryze questions his use of Imperial Beskar, Din is defensive. He explains his rationalization, emphasizing that he is reclaiming what is rightfully his people's. But later, when Katan again brings up the topic, Din's response is different. "It doesn't matter where the Beskar comes from," he tells her. "What matters is that it keeps us alive." That's what the creed is about: survival, protection, family. This shift from focusing on the source to focusing on the function of the Beskar is a key part of Din's evolution. He begins to understand that the creed is not about rigid adherence to rules or the purity of materials. It is about living by the values that the rules represent: loyalty, courage, protection of the clan. For Din, using Imperial Beskar to protect Grogu is not a violation of the creed. It is the purest expression of it. Din's evolution is also shaped by his role as a father. When he takes in Grogu, his priorities shift. His creed is no longer just about his own honor. It is about ensuring that Grogu grows up safe, that he learns the ways of the Mandalorians, that he has a future. This parental instinct makes Din more pragmatic, more willing to compromise in order to protect his foundling. He realizes that the creed's rules are meant to serve the clan, not the other way around. If using Imperial Beskar is the best way to protect Grogu, then it is not just acceptable, it is his duty. By the time Din defeats Moff Gideon and reclaims control of Mandalore's Beskar mines, His relationship with Imperial Beskar has evolved into full acceptance. He no longer sees it as a tainted material or a necessary evil. He sees it as a tool, one that has served him well, one that has helped him protect his family and his clan. He understands that honor is not about the purity of one's armor, but about the purity of one's intentions. It is about how you treat others, how you uphold your values, how you fight for what is right. Din's evolution from reluctance to acceptance is a reflection of his growth as a Mandalorian. He has moved beyond the strict dogma of the Children of the Watch, embracing a more flexible, compassionate understanding of the way. He has learned that honor is not a fixed point, but a journey that requires adaptation, compromise, and a willingness to redefine what it means to be a Mandalorian. The shifting sands of honor have carried Din far from where he started. He is no longer the rigid, rule-bound bounty hunter who first set out into the galaxy. He is a father, a leader, a Mandalorian who understands that survival and honor are not mutually exclusive. His Imperial Beskar armor is a testament to this evolution, a physical reminder that the Creed is alive, that it can adapt to the changing galaxy, and that true honor lies not in the purity of one's tools, but in the goodness of one's heart. Before we move on to the next topic, if you have anything you'd like to dive deeper into from the previous segment, please leave a comment below. Din Djarin's use of Imperial Beskar may be pragmatic, but it comes with deeper implications, ones that linger beneath the surface of his actions, shaping his relationships with other Mandalorians and forcing him to confront the true nature of honor. While Din may have accepted the metal as a necessary tool, the unseen burden of its origin weighs on him, and the reactions of more traditional Mandalorians raise questions about his commitment to the way. These implications force us to ask, is honor a rigid, unchanging code, or is it fluid, adapting to the circumstances and necessities of survival? For Din, the unseen burden of Imperial Beskar is a quiet one. It is not something he talks about, not something he openly acknowledges, but it is there, in the moments of silence, in the way he touches his armor when he thinks no one is watching, in the way he hesitates when other Mandalorians speak of the Great Purge. Din was a child during the Purge, rescued by the Children of the Watch after his homeworld was destroyed. He did not witness the worst of the Empire's atrocities firsthand, but he grew up hearing the stories: the mines seized, the clans hunted, the cities burned. When he wears Imperial Beskar, he is wearing a piece of that history. He is wearing the metal that was forged by the same regime that killed his people, that turned his home into a graveyard. This burden manifests in subtle ways. When Din is on Mandalore, walking through the ruins of Sundari, he runs his hand over his Beskar chest plate, as if trying to feel the weight of the history it carries. When he talks to Grogu about the Mandalorians, he avoids mentioning the Empire's role in their suffering, as if the topic is too painful to bear. When he faces off against Imperial remnants, he fights with a particular ferocity, as if trying to avenge the wrongs committed against his people. These moments reveal that Din's acceptance of Imperial Beskar is not complete. He may have rationalized its use, may have focused on its utility, but he still feels the weight of its origin. He still carries the guilt of using a material that is stained with the blood of his people. This unseen burden is a reminder that honor is not just about actions. It is about conscience. It is about the choices we make and the weight we carry because of them. The reactions of other Mandalorians further complicate Din's relationship with Imperial Beskar. For the Children of the Watch, the most traditional of Mandalorian sects, the use of Imperial Beskar is a source of tension. Some members see it as a violation of the Creed, arguing that Beskar must be pure to be sacred. They view Din's willingness to use tainted metal as a sign that he is straying from the way, that he is putting his own survival above the traditions of his people. This tension is evident in Din's interactions with Paz Vizsla, a fellow member of the Children of the Watch. Paz is a strict adherent to the Creed, and he makes no secret of his disapproval of Din's use of Imperial Beskar. Beskar from the Empire is not Beskar, he tells Din during a gathering on Navarro. It is a symbol of their victory over us. To wear it is to shame the memory of those who fell. Din's response is calm but firm. To refuse it is to die, he says. And to die is to abandon the creed. I wear this armor to protect the clan, to honor those who fell by ensuring their legacy lives on. This exchange highlights the divide between traditional and pragmatic Mandalorians. For Paz and others like him, honor is about purity and tradition. For Din, honor is about survival and protection. This divide is not just about Beskar. It is about the future of Mandalorian identity. It is about whether the Mandalorians will cling to rigid traditions that may no longer serve them, or adapt to a post-Imperial galaxy that demands flexibility and compromise. Bo-Katan Kryze, a more pragmatic Mandalorian leader, offers a different perspective. She has seen the cost of rigid tradition firsthand, having witnessed the Mandalorians' division lead to their downfall during the Great Purge. She tells Din, "Honor is not about the metal you wear. It is about the choices you make. You have used that, Beskar, to protect your foundling, to fight the Empire, to unite our people. That is honor, pure and simple." Bo-Katan's perspective resonates with Din, reinforcing his belief that honor is fluid, not fixed. It is a reminder that the creed is not a set of rules written in stone. It is a living philosophy, one that must evolve to meet the needs of the present. The deeper implications of Din's use of Imperial Beskar force us to confront a fundamental question: what is honor, really? Is it about following rules blindly, even when they lead to destruction? Or is it about doing what is right, even when it requires compromise? Is it about the purity of one's tools or the goodness of one's intentions? For Din Djarin, the answer is clear. Honor is about protecting the ones you love, about upholding the values of your people, about ensuring that your legacy is one of courage and compassion. It is about using whatever tools you have to do what is right. Imperial Beskar may be tainted by the Empire's legacy, but in Din's hands, it becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the darkest of materials can be used for good. The unseen burden of its origin will always be there, but it is a burden that Din carries with honor. He is not ashamed of his armor. He is proud of it, because it represents his commitment to his creed, his love for Grogu, and his unwavering determination to build a better future for the Mandalorian people. With Moff Gideon defeated and Mandalore's Beskar mines reclaimed, Din Djarin stands at a crossroads. The Imperial Beskar that once was his only option is now just one part of a larger stockpile of pure, untainted Beskar. This new reality forces Din to confront his relationship with the metal that has defined his journey. Is Imperial Beskar still tainted now that it has been reclaimed by the Mandalorians? Or does its return to its rightful owners purify it, washing away the Empire's legacy? For Din, the answer is clear. The taint of Imperial Beskar was never in the metal itself. It was in the Empire's use of it. Now that the Mandalorians have reclaimed their minds, now that they control the production and distribution of Beskar, the metal has been returned to its sacred purpose. It is no longer a tool of the Empire's tyranny. It is a symbol of Mandalore's rebirth. This realization marks a critical step in Din's journey of reconciling his creed with Imperial Beskar. He understands now that the creed is not about the origin of the materials he uses. It is about the spirit in which he uses them. Imperial Beskar, reclaimed by the Mandalorians, is no longer unholy. It is a testament to their resilience, their courage, and their ability to rise from the ashes of defeat. The post-Moff Gideon reality also allows Din to redefine the future of Mandalorian identity. For too long, the Mandalorians have been divided by their interpretations of the creed. Traditionalists, like the Children of the Watch, have clung to rigid rules, while pragmatists like Bo-Katan have advocated for adaptation. Din's journey with Imperial Beskar has shown that both perspectives have merit. The Mandalorians need tradition to preserve their identity, but they also need pragmatism to survive. Din's new way forward is one of synthesis, a creed that honors the past while embracing the present, that values purity of intention over purity of material, that unites rather than divides. This new way forward is rooted in the armorer's earlier wisdom. Beskar is Beskar. Its origin does not taint its purpose. It is the hand that wields it that gives it honor. Din takes this wisdom and expands it, applying it to the entire creed. The way is not about following rules, he tells a gathering of Mandalorians on Mandalore. It is about living by the values that the rules represent: loyalty, courage, protection of the clan. It is about using whatever tools we have to do what is right. It is about adapting to a changing galaxy, about finding strength in our differences, about building a future that honors our past while embracing our present. This message resonates with the Mandalorians, who have grown tired of division and conflict. They have seen the cost of rigid tradition, of refusing to adapt, of putting rules above people. They are ready for a new way forward, one that is inclusive, compassionate, and pragmatic. Din's journey with Imperial Beskar has made him the perfect leader to guide them. He is a Mandalorian who has walked both paths, who has clung to tradition and embraced compromise, who has worn tainted metal and pure Beskar, who has seen the best and worst of his people's creed. He understands that the Mandalorians' greatest strength is not their armor or their weapons. It is their ability to adapt, to unite, to survive. The future of Mandalorian identity is one of balance. It is a future where traditionalists and pragmatists can coexist, where Imperial Beskar and pure Beskar are both honored, where the creed is a living, breathing philosophy that evolves with the times. It is a future where the Mandalorians are not just warriors, but builders, rebuilding their homeworld, uniting their clans, and forging a place for themselves in the New Republic. Din Djarin's Beskar armor is more than just protection. It is a living testament to this new way forward. It is a physical representation of the compromises, the evolution, and the growth that have defined his journey. It is a symbol of the Mandalorian's ability to turn even the darkest of legacies into something good. As Din stands on the surface of Mandalore, looking out at the rebuilding city of Sundari, he touches his Beskar chestplate. It is a mix of Imperial and pure Beskar, forged together into a single, unbreakable suit of armor. It is a metaphor for the Mandalorian people. Different parts, different histories, different perspectives, but united by a common creed, a common purpose, a common future. The final question remains: what does the way truly mean in a post-Imperial era? For Din Djarin, the answer is simple. It means honoring the past without being trapped by it. It means adapting to the present without abandoning one's values. It means using whatever tools you have to protect the ones you love. It means that honor is not about purity. It is about purpose. It means that the Mandalorians' greatest legacy is not their armor, their weapons, or their traditions. It is their ability to survive, to unite, to hope. Din Djarin's shifting honor has not just reconciled his creed with Imperial Beskar. It has forged a new way forward for Mandalore, a way that is strong, compassionate, and unbreakable. And as the Mandalorians look to the future, they know that their honor is not defined by the metal they wear. It is defined by the choices they make, the love they share, and the future they build together.